Welcome to part 3 of What If Naruto was seriously trained by Jiraiya for the chunin exams and he awakened a rare Uzumaki bloodline. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as it motivates me to upload more videos in the future, and as always link to the fanfiction is in the description. It's been 3 months since Sasuke escaped the village and Toya was brought back by Naruto, and it's been challenging to say the least. Toya was a handful for everybody and even Naruto at times, but he eventually learned to ignore her. The first 2 weeks were the worst since she couldn't walk and Naruto had to become her personal assistant. Of course there were people who didn't approve of her being in the village, but Naruto simply told them that they'd have to go through him and they backed off. Tsunade came around whenever she could to help Naruto with Toya and even teased Toya a bit whenever she caught her looking at Naruto longer than she should have. Jiraiya found out about Toya staying at Naruto's house and being the pervert that he was. He tried to get Naruto peek on her and he declined the offer. Coincidentally, Toya walked in on Naruto taking a shower 2 days later and passed out due to severe blood loss. Tsunade of course found out and teased Toya even more. The highlight of Toya staying in Konoha so far was the day she got her curse mark removed. Of course Anko had hers removed first, but Toya was the highlight of the day. They managed to remove it and were shocked that during the unsealing process, another Orochimaru started to form. Naruto quickly used his ability from his Hishigan to disable the Orochimaru clone and Jiraiya cut his head off. Once the curse mark was removed, Toya went into shock and Tsunade had to stabilize her before she had a heart attack and died. When Toya woke up 2 days later, she felt light and felt like a new person. When she asked what happened, Naruto explained to her everything that happened and how her body went into shock after the curse seal was removed. She felt exhausted still and Naruto told her that the removal of the curse mark drained her of her chakra reserves and they haven't fully recovered yet. The next thing Toya did was look at her shoulder in a mirror and started to cry since the curse mark was gone. She gave Naruto a hug and kissed him on the cheek as she thanked him over and over again, but she stopped when she realized what she was doing and had a huge blush on her face. Once the others found out about Toya living with Naruto, their reactions were all different. Shikamaru was wary of her because she was an enemy. Kiba was automatically against her living there. Rock Lee, Tenten and Neji kept to themselves, especially Neji since he decided to give her a second chance since he's turned over a new leaf since his defeat during the chunin exams. Shino was his usual self. Hinata was worried that she'd never get to be with Naruto and silently fumed over Toya since she was very pretty and saw how Naruto smiled at Toya when they would talk to each other. Sakura and Ino however were a completely different story. Sakura was openly against it and tried to break into Naruto's apartment while he was on a mission. Toya was still weak from the curse seal removal so she couldn't do much, but Naruto thought ahead and placed security seals around the apartment to protect her. She didn't tell him, but she was really thankful for that. Sakura tried on multiple occasions to get into his apartment, but each time was met with failure. Ino tried to use her clan's jutsu to manipulate Toya and have her thrown out of Konoha, but Toya was a strong-willed person and Ino always failed. Toya decided to report them to Tsunade since she was still on probation at the time and they were both suspended for 6 months. The only problem Toya had was her feelings for Naruto that would grow every day. He cooked for her, cleaned for her, and until he was able to get a bed for her, he let her have his room while he slept on the couch. He brought out the nice side of her that she had buried deep inside of her long ago, and she would blush whenever he was too close to her. He even started to teach her how to cook since she didn't know how, and she was grateful since he was back on mission 2 weeks after she arrived. Over the past 3 months Naruto trained with Jiraiya and Tsunade for different reasons. Jiraiya trained him for 2 weeks using the Nine Tails Chakra and Tsunade helped him with Kekkei Genkai. Tsunade also assisted them in training with the Nine Tails Chakra since she was able to subdue him when he lost control. The training was brutal on Naruto, who had to constantly draw on the Nine Tails Chakra. At first things were going good until Naruto drew on too much of the Nine Tails Chakra and grew 3 tails. He went on a rampage, but Tsunade and Jiraiya were able to easily handle him in order to subdue him. Jiraiya started to call that the Nine Tails cloak since Naruto would be covered in a cloak of Nine Tails Chakra that would take the shape of a fox. After those 2 weeks were up, Tsunade began teaching him how to properly combine his water and wind chakra to control his ice Kekkei Genkai. He knew some jutsu for his Kekkei Genkei, but it wasn't much. He managed to learn the ice style, crystal wall jutsu, ice style, certain kill ice spears, ice style, glacial dome and ice breaking fist. When Toya was cleared to become a shinobi and cleared to start training again, Toya was given the rank of special genin since Tsunade couldn't just give her the chunin rank right off the bat. That meant Toya had to do the D rank missions, but that quickly stopped when people tried to attack her for being around Naruto and she put them in a coma. After 5 incidents like that, Tsunade paired Toya up with Naruto and started to send her out on C-rank missions. Right now Naruto and Toya were in the middle of one of their C-rank missions. It was another bandit camp elimination that went around terrorizing small towns in the Land of Fire. These weren't regular bandits as Naruto could tell they had some kind of ninja training. Naruto easily defeated all of his opponents and now he was watching Toya struggle with the last one. He knew her weakness was close combat, but he didn't think it was this bad. He tried to get her to learn some taijutsu, but she simply refused. She was open to learning some genjutsu of course, but Kurenai was always out on missions with her team and she was the best genjutsu user in Konoha. She finally defeated the last bandit and Naruto started clapping. Nice job. It only took you 15 minutes to defeat him. Naruto said. Shut the fuck up. Let's deal with the others. Toya said. You weren't paying attention. They're already defeated. Naruto said and pointed at the bodies. Are they dead? Toya asked. No. Most of them have bounties and I want to collect them. Naruto said. Then where can we collect the money? Toya said. Naruto asked. Don't pull that shit with me. I helped. Toya said. You took out one person and I handled the rest. I highly doubt that counts as helping. Naruto said. I'm still a genin. I need all the money I can get. Toya said. Here's the deal. I'll split the money with you, but you have to cook me some ramen when we get back home. Naruto said. You're going to get fat from eating too much of that shit. Toya said. Still doesn't stop you from eating it or watching me train. Naruto said. I do not. Toya said. I'm a censor, remember? Naruto asked and Toya blushed. Shut up. Let's just go. Toya said. Stupid blonde pretty boy. Toya thought. Yo, Naruto. Gamakichi said, as he appeared. Gamakichi. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. Jiraiya said to come back to the village quickly. He says he has a mission. Gamakichi said. Alright. Naruto said and Gamakichi left. Back to the Leaf Village I guess. Toya said and sighed. What's with the sigh? I thought you'd be happy to go back home. Naruto said. Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Toya said. Hey, what's wrong? Naruto asked. Nothing. I'm just tired. Toya said. Alright. Naruto said. After Naruto finished sealing all of the bodies away into a stasis scroll, they immediately left back to the Leaf Village with Toya moving faster than Naruto. Naruto didn't understand why she was acting weird all of a sudden, but he decided to leave her alone for now since he didn't want to get yelled at. Toya was fuming inside. She was out of the village and spending time with Naruto with no one interrupting them, but as soon as Jiraiya mentions a mission, Naruto completely forgets what they had to do and decides to head back to Konoha. They traveled all the way back to Konoha in silence and Naruto decided he would talk to Tsunade about Toya. Hokage office. Mission complete, Granny Tsunade. Naruto said. Did everything go smoothly? Tsunade asked. Yup. Me and Toya easily handled them. Naruto said. That's good. Oh and Jiraiya was looking for you. Tsunade said. I know. Gamakichi came and told me. Naruto said. Good. Toya, is everything alright? Tsunade asked. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Toya said. Alright. You're both dismissed. Tsunade said and Toya left, but Naruto stayed behind. Granny Tsunade, can I ask you something? Naruto asked. Let me guess. It's about Toya. Tsunade said. How do you know? Naruto asked. I just know. Now, what is it? Tsunade asked. She's being distant and didn't talk to me on our way back. I don't know if I did something wrong or not. Naruto said. He still doesn't understand what's going on. Tsunade thought. Well, what happened on the mission? Tsunade asked. The usual. We got there of course joking around, but still serious. Then we took out the bandits and since some of them had bounties on their heads, We were gonna cash in for the bounty, but Pervy Sage sent Gamakichi to tell me about our mission. I decided to come back here to get started on the mission. Naruto said. I'll be blunt. Toya was looking forward to spending more time with you. You're the person she's closest with in this village. Tsunade said. But we were just on a mission for 2 days. We already spent time together. Naruto said, and Tsunade sighed. Naruto, Toya likes you. Tsunade said. I like her too. She's a good friend. Naruto said. No, she likes you like a boyfriend. Tsunade said. Well, how was I supposed to know? She didn't tell me. Naruto said. Of course she didn't. Toya doesn't seem like the type to just spill her feelings towards you. Do you like her as well? Tsunade asked. I just said yeah. Naruto said. No, I mean as in a romantic type of way. Tsunade said. I don't know. Maybe. It's not like she's given me any clues or anything that pointed to her liking me. Naruto said. How about this? Take her out when you return from the mission with Jiraiya. If I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a festival about a day after you return. Take Toya out on a date and see how it goes. Tsunade said. I guess you're right, but there's a problem with that festival. Naruto said. What's that? Tsunade asked. The festival coming up is the Nine Tails Festival and I never go to those. Naruto said. Damn it, that is right. Tsunade said. I guess I'll go this year for Toya and to see how I feel, but I can't make any promises that I won't fight anybody that attacks me. Naruto said. Just try to have a good time. Tsunade said. I'll try. Naruto said. You're gonna be 14 and I feel like I barely spent any time with you outside of training. Tsunade said. Don't worry. When I get back from my trip with Pervy Sage we can spend time together. Have a mother and son kind of day. Naruto said. Mother? Tsunade asked. I mean, you do treat me like a son and you are my godmother. Since we've officially met you've shown me the love and care an actual mother would. I know I call you Granny Tsunade, but I think of you as my mom. Naruto said, and Tsunade smiled before giving him a hug. I'll make sure to clear a day for when you get back. Tsunade said, and they broke the hug. There's just one thing bothering me. Naruto said. What is it? Tsunade asked. I'll be leaving in a month or 2 with Pervy Sage for my training trip. Does it make sense to start a relationship when I'm about to leave in 2 months? Naruto asked. You have a point. Just spend time with her to see how it goes. After that, before you leave, see where you two stand. Does she know you're leaving? Tsunade asked. No. Me and Pervy Sage figured it was best that only you and the elders know. Well, not Danzo, but the other two. Naruto said, and sat down on the couch in her office. You know, if she sees you leaving she'll ask to come with you or try to kill you, right? Tsunade asked. I know. Was it this bad when you fell for Pervy Sage? Naruto asked. No. Actually the roles were reversed on our end. Jiraiya always loved me, but I was never sure or I would deny it. I didn't accept my feelings for him until I was gone from the village and didn't see him. You have a chance at love and if I were you, I'd take it before it's too late. Tsunade said. We'll see what happens. I'll see you later. It's time for me to meet Pervy Sage. Do you know what rank this mission is? Naruto asked. You have to ask him. Tsunade said. Alright. Naruto said and vanished. Hot springs. Pervy Sage, you should really find a better hobby. Naruto said, as he arrived at the hot springs. Why? This is the greatest hobby ever. Jiraiya said and started to giggle. Whatever. Gamakichi told me you had a mission for us. Naruto said. It's not really a mission for me, but it is for you. You remember Koyuki Kazuhana, right? Jiraiya asked. Yeah, I had a mission 2 months ago to protect her and wound up killing her uncle after he tried to take over the land of snow. She even took a picture with me and gave me a kiss on the cheek. Naruto said. Good. I've been trying to get her to be the lead actress in my book that was picked up for a movie and she agreed to sign the contract, but on one condition. Jiraiya said. I'm sure it involves me. Naruto said. It does. While we're filming she wants you to be her bodyguard. There's been another assassination attempt on her life and she thinks it's somebody who worked for her uncle. They use that same chakra armor and her guards don't stand a chance against it. If you find the person who's doing it, then take them out. This is an S-rank mission. Jiraiya said. So, when do we leave? Naruto asked. She's sending an aircraft to meet us near the Valley of End. We should leave now and we'd get there by the time the aircraft arrives. Jiraiya said. How long will we be gone? Naruto asked. About a month and a half. Since our trip was delayed due to Tsunade wanting to give you some field experience, we'll be leaving the day after your birthday. Jiraiya said. It's still for 2.5 years, right? Naruto asked. Yeah, maybe with us delaying our departure, the Akatsuki will delay their plans as well. Now, let's get going. The airship will be here soon. Jiraiya said and they vanished. Land of Snow. After going to the Valley of End and getting on the airship, Naruto and Jiraiya finally made it to the Land of Snow. Koyuki wasn't with them since she was stuck in a meeting, but she personally invited them to her home. Naruto looked around a bit and noticed everyone was happier now since Dato was dead and Koyuki took over. They were being personally escorted to Koyuki even though they didn't need it. Another thing that Naruto and Jiraiya learned was that Naruto had a huge following over in the Land of Snow. In other words, Naruto has fangirls and they nearly got to him a few times. Now, he had to walk around with a henge on so nobody would see him. He saw Jiraiya was for once being serious, but he knew it was only a matter of time before he did something perverted and he hoped it didn't involve Koyuki. We're here. Lady Koyuki is just beyond these doors. A guard said and they entered the room. Naruto. It's so good to see you again. Koyuki said and she gave him a huge hug squishing his head between her breasts. Lucky brat. Jiraiya thought. It's good to see you as well Koyuki. Oh and this is Jiraiya, but I like to call him Pervy Sage. Naruto said and Jiraiya punched him on the head. Stop calling me that. Jiraiya said and Koyuki giggled. Nice to officially meet you, Lord Jiraiya. Koyuki said and bowed. Pleasure is all mine. Jiraiya said and had a certain look on his face. Hey, Pervy Sage. Stop looking at her like she's a girl at the brothel house. Naruto said. Shut up. Jiraiya said. Stop being a perv and I will. Naruto said and this caused a glaring contest between the two. Still haven't changed, Naruto. Although, Lord Jiraiya, I must warn you that your antics are strictly forbidden in my country. I have no problem placing you under arrest and nullifying the treaty between our villages. Koyuki said and Jiraiya was nearly heartbroken. Almost 2 months with no peeking. How will I ever survive? Jiraiya thought. I can tell you right now that you were the first person he'd try to spy on. Naruto said. I know. That is why I will be staying in a secret location guarded by you, Naruto. Koyuki said. What about food? Naruto asked and Koyuki sighed. I have the best chefs we have cooking you ramen as we speak. Now, shall we get onto business? Koyuki asked and Jiraiya spoke up. I'm excited and happy that you've accepted the contract. I honestly didn't think that you would. Jiraiya said. Well, this was the first role I was offered since I took over. Now, I have one thing I would like to change up. Koyuki said. What would that be? Jiraiya asked. I wish to use a stunt double for the sex scenes. Your movie has actual sex and I'm not comfortable being naked on camera or in front of people. Naruto's the exception since he's already seen me like that. Koyuki said and Jiraiya was jealous of Naruto right now. We don't have enough time to find a stunt double. That and your looks are unique. Jiraiya said. That is all I want. I will do the movie, but not the porno scenes. Isn't there some kind of way to find somebody in a week? Koyuki asked. I'm afraid not. Jiraiya said. You two can't be serious. The solution is so simple. Just grab a female that is legal and see if she's willing to do the scene. All you need her to do is use the transformation jutsu and boom, everybody wins. Naruto said. There's just one problem. We don't have anybody with that kind of training. Jiraiya said. I can get somebody. Naruto said. How? We're all the way in the Land of Snow. Jiraiya said. Gamakichi can do it for me. He knows how to grab somebody and bring them with him. Of course he'd be tired after it, but he can do it. Naruto said. How old is she? Jiraiya asked. 24. She always wanted to be an actor in these kinds of movies. She works at the brothel house, so she'd be perfect for this. Naruto said. How does she have ninja training? Jiraiya asked. She said her grandfather taught her when she was younger, but she never wanted to be a ninja. She always wanted to be in a movie. Actually, all of the brothel house women know how to defend themselves. I wonder if she taught them. Naruto said. Will she be able to look just like me? Koyuki asked. Absolutely. Only thing that she needs is what your body looks like. Naruto said. I'm sure she can just imagine that. Koyuki said. I guess. Naruto said and summoned Gamakichi. Yo, what's up? Gamakichi asked. Kichi, I need you to go back to Konoha and grab Sekku from my apartment building. She lives in 202. Naruto said. Ah, doing that makes me tired. Gamakichi said. You can have this entire bag of sweets if you do it. Naruto said and unsealed a medium-sized bag. Then again, you are my favorite summoner. I'll be back. Gamakichi said and left. That's how you get him to do stuff for you? Jiraiya asked. Yup. It's even worse with Gamatatsu. Naruto said and then a puff of smoke appeared. I'm back. Give me the treats. Gamakichi said. Well, that was faster than I expected. Must be because of the treats. Naruto thought and gave him the bag. See ya. Gamakichi said and left. Naruto, what am I doing here? Sekku asked. Sekku is a beautiful woman to everyone that has ever laid eyes on her. She has tan skin, long flowing black hair that stops at her waist and green eyes. Jiraiya, however, was drawn to her chest. Her breasts were nearly the size of Tsunade's and she had a nice figure to add to her beauty. They're 92 centimeters, pervy sage. Stop staring at her. Naruto said. You remembered. Sekku said and gave Naruto a big hug. I had no choice. When you were sick I went to do your shopping. 92, 60 and 87 were your measurements. After I had the talk with Anko, I put 2 and 2 together. Naruto said. He knows all of this and yet he constantly gets on me for being a pervert. Jiraiya thought. Naruto, why am I here? Sekku asked. You're here to be a stunt double for the movie Pervy Sage is doing. Naruto said. Who am I the stunt double for? Sekku asked. That would be me. Koyuki said and Sekku gasped. No fucking way. I get to be your stunt double. Sekku asked. That is correct. I don't want to get naked in front of the camera. I don't feel comfortable being naked on camera or in front of people. Koyuki said. Naruto saw you naked. Jiraiya said. Shut it, pervy sage. Naruto said. Don't call me that. Jiraiya yelled and everyone ignored him. Your breasts are too big to be mine. You're a what, H-cup? I'm only a double D. Koyuki said. It's fine. People know there are stunt doubles who do this kind of thing and mess up the body size, but in this case I don't think they would mind. All she really has to do is have your face correct and skin color. Jiraiya said. I can do that. Sekku said and transformed into Koyuki except with her body type. Perfect. Jiraiya said. Can you mimic my voice? Koyuki asked. Of course I can. Sekku said and sounded just like Koyuki. Great. Sekku, come with me and we'll talk about your pay with the director. Jiraiya said. You try anything and I'll cut your dick off. Sekku said and Jiraiya paled, but nodded. You got it. Naruto, you know what to do. Jiraiya said and left with Sekku. You know the other reason I want you here, right? Koyuki asked. Yes, but why now when you're about to shoot a movie? Why not ask before? Naruto asked. Because I can use this as cover. Whoever is attacking me won't know you're here. I gave all of my closest guards the next month and a half off. I know you walked around with a henge on, so they don't know you're here. Koyuki said. Do you have any suspicions on who it might be? Naruto asked. Yeah, I think it's my personal guard. Koyuki said. Why would Sadai want you dead? Naruto asked. Because he wants that chakra armor mass-produced, but I reject his proposals every time. He thinks we should conquer the surrounding territory, but I want a peaceful country. Koyuki said. Does he have any skills? Naruto asked. He can fire-type jutsu. That's all I know. He thinks the chakra armor can make a ninjutsu specialist invincible. Koyuki said. Do you know if he has some? Naruto asked. I don't know. It's possible. I was in a meeting earlier and we were talking about ships coming in overnight delivering something, but nobody knew anything. I'm suspicious of Sadai since he's more distant towards me lately. Koyuki said. I see. After this, you should really consider getting a better assistant. Naruto said. I don't think I'll find another assistant like Sandayu. Sadai was good when he first started, but now it's like I'm handling everything on my own. Koyuki said. I know somebody that can help. Naruto said. Is this another brothel house girl? Koyuki asked. Yes and no. Naruto said. Explain please. Koyuki said. She works there, but as the receptionist. She organizes everything like appointments, personal visits and even handles the money. It's the only job she could find to help provide for her, but I'm sure if a certain movie star and leader of a certain country needed an assistant, I'm sure she'd move here. Naruto said. How old is she? Koyuki asked. 21. Naruto said. The airship that will take you back, I want her on it. Send her a letter. Koyuki said. I will. Now, where are we headed? Naruto asked. Well, I want your help with something. Koyuki said. What would that be? Naruto asked. Teach me some of your fancy ninja moves. Koyuki said. I tried last time. What made you change your mind? Naruto asked. Last time you asked me was right after you killed my uncle and then we had Sandayu's funeral. Koyuki said. True. Now, what would you like to learn? Naruto asked. Everything. Koyuki said. Fine. Do you have access to your chakra yet? Naruto asked. Yeah. Koyuki said. Channel some chakra then. Use the tiger seal and gather as much chakra as you can. Naruto said and showed her the tiger hand sign. Okay. Koyuki said and after a few tries she finally released some chakra. She must have been using chakra throughout her life without even realizing it. She has Jonin level reserves. Now comes the fun part, chakra control training. Naruto thought. Alright, you can stop now. Naruto said. How was that? Koyuki asked. That's good. You have as much chakra as a Chunin would. Now, comes the part of you learning to control your chakra. Naruto said. What's first? Koyuki asked. Tree walking, but I'll have you do it on the walls. This involves channeling a fixed amount of chakra to the bottom of your feet and using that to climb the wall without your hands. Too little chakra and too much chakra and you'll be pushed off the wall and fall. What I want you to do is try and get to the ceiling since this is a pretty big room. Naruto said. Sounds easy enough. Koyuki said. If you say so. Naruto said. How long should it take me to get this down? Koyuki asked. It really depends on your ability to control your chakra really. It took me a few days to learn this, but my chakra is difficult to control because I have so much of it. If you have a natural talent at controlling your chakra, I'd give you a few hours a day. Naruto said. Then let's get started. Koyuki said. 2 weeks later. Naruto and Koyuki were currently in a spar, which was something they've been doing during her free time. In the past 2 weeks, Koyuki has mastered tree walking and water walking. Naruto also taught her the shadow clone jutsu, and since Koyuki was able to make 5 shadow clones. While they would spar, Naruto would have her make 4 shadow clones and teach them some water ninjutsu since that was one of her chakra natures, with the other being lightning. Alright, that's enough for today, Naruto said, and Koyuki collapsed to the ground. Why are you training me so hard? Koyuki asked. Trust me, this isn't hard. Anyway, I only have a month left to help you train and I want to get as much done as possible. Naruto said. At least my schedule for the movie isn't that bad. Koyuki said. That's true. Now, release your shadow clones and see if they finished those jutsu yet. Naruto said, and Koyuki nodded, then released her shadow clones. Finally, Koyuki said. Show me. Naruto said. Water style. Ripping torrent. Koyuki created a spiral of water in her hand and then fired it towards Naruto, who countered with his own ripping torrent. Water style. Water shuriken. Koyuki created some shuriken from water and threw them at Naruto, who was wondering why she's using him for target practice. Water style. Severing wave. Koyuki spit out a high-pressure stream of water at Naruto, who barely got out of the way and saw that her jutsu cut clean through the wall where they were training at. Water style. Water tornado. Koyuki created a vortex of water that was acting like a barrier, and when she was about to send it to Naruto, one look from him made her change her mind. Okay. You learned all 4 jutsus and used me as target practice. Next step is genjutsu and we'll keep working on your taijutsu. Naruto said. I'm gonna hate this taijutsu training. Koyuki said. You'll be fine. I do have a question though. Naruto said. What's that? Koyuki asked. Why did you want me to train you? You could have just privately hired somebody. Why me? Naruto asked. Because you're the only person I trust with this kind of thing. I know Jiraiya is here, but I think he'd be a bit too hands-on with me. That and I know you're strong. Koyuki said. I guess I can live with that. Naruto said. So, have you had any luck with Sadai? Koyuki asked. Yeah, it's definitely him. 2 days ago I saw him signing for another arrival from a ship. I tracked him down to where he's building the chakra armor and it seems he only has on for himself. I couldn't destroy it because the core he has is a lot more powerful than the one your uncle used. I'd have to get him when he makes his move. Naruto said. When would that be? Koyuki asked. I'd say within the next few days. He has everything he needs to finish it, but I think he's carefully waiting to make sure you're alone. Naruto said. I don't think I'll be able to handle him. Koyuki said. You won't be. I'll be there to take him on. Naruto said. After he's taken care of, what's next? Koyuki asked. Then you finish the movie and your training. Naruto said. Don't I get to have any kind of fun? Koyuki asked and pouted. I'll be giving you more time off to heal. I'm only training you so much because I don't know if Sadai has anyone working with him. Naruto said. I just thought about this. Can that girl you recommended protect herself as well like Sekku? Koyuki asked. Yeah. She was trained to be a ninja, but didn't enjoy the killing part and the third Hokage mainly sent her on seduction missions. She never had to go that far in the missions, but she felt like the third Hokage was trying to get her killed or raped. Naruto said. Well, she won't have to worry about that here. That kind of stuff is severely frowned upon here and has a castration penalty. Koyuki said. If only Konoha was like that before Granny Tsunade took over. Anyway, your training is over for today. Naruto said. Good. How strong am I? Koyuki asked. Well, if I had to guess I'd say mid-genin, but that's only because you just started training with me. By the time I leave you should be about a mid-chunin level opponent. The shadow clones are helping speed up your progress. Naruto said. So I'd be able to take you on? Koyuki asked. No, I'm basically mid-jonin level, but I lack experience. Naruto said. Well, how will I train after you leave? We mainly have samurai here. Koyuki said. I'm sure Granny Tsunade wouldn't mind sending you some stuff to learn. We are allies after all. Naruto said. Niece. So, how do I do genjutsu? Koyuki asked. We'll work on that another time. I said you're done for today and you have some movie scenes to film tomorrow. Naruto said. What will you be doing? Koyuki asked. I have something to do. A personal mission of sorts. Naruto said. Does it have anything to do with a girl? Koyuki asked. Is it that obvious? How did you know? Naruto asked. I can tell by the look on your face. Now, who is the lucky lady? Koyuki asked and Naruto sighed. Her name's Toya. When we get back to Konoha I'm taking her out on a date of sorts to this annual festival we have in our village. I was thinking about getting her a nice dress or something to wear for the festival. Naruto said. Is she your girlfriend? Koyuki asked. No, I'm taking her to see how I feel. I mean, I know she likes me, but I'm not sure if I like her. Naruto said. You like her? Koyuki said. What makes you say that? Naruto asked. If you didn't like her then you wouldn't be trying to buy her a nice dress. Koyuki said. I feel something, but I don't know what it is. Naruto said. Then act on that feeling. If she likes you, then I don't think she'd mind. Koyuki said. You don't know Toya like I do. If I do act on those feelings, there's a good chance that she'll kick me in the nuts or try to stab me. Naruto said. Just trust me. If she really likes you, then she won't mind. I am a girl after all. Koyuki said. Yeah, a girl who's never been on a date before. Naruto said. By choice. If you were older I'd allow you to take me out. Koyuki said. Maybe in another world. Naruto said and Koyuki laughed. Joking aside, if you really want to get her a good dress, go to the dress store and ask for Chion. She makes all of my elegant dresses and if you tell her I sent you, I'm sure she'd help you out. Koyuki said. Thanks. I'll owe you one for this. Naruto said. You'll be saving my life for a second time while you're here. You don't owe me anything. Koyuki said. I guess you're right. Are you ready to leave now? Naruto asked. Yes. Can you take me back to where I am staying? I need to soak in the hot springs there. Koyuki said. Sure. Any progress on completing the generator? Naruto asked. It's nearly done. I have my best scientists working on it. We should officially become the land of spring within the next year. Koyuki said. That's good. Maybe I'll come back to visit once it's done. Naruto said and vanished with Koyuki. Naruto. As he was walking through the land of snow under his henge, Naruto was looking around for that dress shop that Koyuki told him about. Everything was so lively around here, and if it weren't for his fangirls, he'd gladly walk around without his henge. He looked like a small 8-year-old with brown hair and black eyes. As he was walking, he noticed his search led him into a more fancy part of the land of snow, and he felt a bit out of place. He found the store he was looking for and finally entered. Hello. How may I help you, young man? The lady at the desk asked with a smile. I'm looking for Chiome. I was told to come here to get a custom dress made. Naruto said. Aren't you a bit too young to ask for a custom dress? The cashier asked, and Naruto looked around before dropping his henge. It's me, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto said. Oh gosh, it's really you. The cashier said, and Naruto placed his hand over her mouth. Please, keep it down. Nobody is supposed to know I'm here, but I had to do this. Naruto said, and she nodded. Sorry. It's just that you're famous in the land of snow. Anyway, Chiome is around back. Just go through that door and she should be in her office. The lady said and pointed to a door. Thanks. Naruto said and went through the doors. Well, this is a surprise. The famous Naruto Uzumaki is in my shop and he is personally looking for me. To what do I owe the pleasure? Chiome asked. Koyuki sent me here to get a custom dress made. Naruto said. Who's the lucky lady? Chiome asked and pulled out a notepad. Seriously. Do I have a note or something on my face? Naruto asked. Honey, I've been in this business for 20 years. I know when the dress is for a girl or not. Now, what are her measurements? Chiome asked. I hope she doesn't kill me for this. If she does, I blame Shizune for forcing me to go shopping with her. 30, 32, 35. Naruto said, and Chiome wrote it down. That's odd for a measurement, but I'm sure she'll have a massive growth spurt soon. What's her personality? Chiome asked. Well, she's usually quiet unless she's around somebody she knows. She's an overbearing, abrasive, blunt, foul-mouthed girl, which has somewhat rubbed off on me. She is caring and sweet, but that's only when we're around each other with no one else around. She does swear at me when we're alone, but she's just joking. Naruto said, and Chiome wrote that down. What's she look like? Chiome asked. Fair skin, nice brown eyes, and she has long beautiful red hair. Naruto said. I see. I should have something prepared for you in 2 weeks. Chiome said. Thank you. Naruto said. You should tell her how you feel. Chiome said. It's really complicated on my end and not for any bad reasons. Naruto said. Whatever it is, I'm sure you'll make the right decision. Chiome said, and Naruto left. Konoha. Nobody was safe in Konoha at the moment, and Toya was the reason for it. It's been 2 weeks since Naruto left and she hasn't gotten word or anything from him. Add in the fact that she had to go on a lot of basic C-rank missions with Team 8 and she's basically a ticking time bomb right now. Kurenai was fine and she helped her with her genjutsu skills. It was Kiba and Hinata who were the problem. Kiba would purposely try to sabotage her on their missions while Kurenai was busy, and that resulted in Toya throwing kunai at him. Kiba told her that she's lucky Naruto is a nice guy and gave her a second chance, but he also said that he would kill her if she ever crossed the line and hurt him. Toya quickly shut him down when she told him that Naruto doesn't even consider any of them his friends. She also told Kiba that he could try to kill her, but she'd have him dead before he could even move, which was true since Kiba was horrible at breaking genjutsu and all of her genjutsu so far were sound-based, which was his weakness due to his hearing. Hinata on the other hand just kept staring at Toya and she swore she saw her glare at her once. The tension between the two of them was obvious and Hinata would purposely poke her chest out while walking past Toya to show off her figure. At first Toya was confused. When she talked to Kurenai about it, she learned about Hinata's crush on Naruto and even found out she stalked him around the village. Toya told Hinata when they were alone that it was only a matter of time before Naruto was hers, and that was the truth. The only thing is, Naruto didn't pick up on any signals she gave him indicating she liked him. She was currently in Tsunade's office since they just returned from another mission. Mission complete, Lady Tsunade. Kurenai said. Good. Any problems? Tsunade asked and looked at Toya, who was irritated. Why the fuck do you keep looking at me? I didn't do shit. It was these two fuckers as usual. Toya said. What did I tell you about swearing in my office? Tsunade asked and Toya sighed. Fine. I'm sorry, big tits. Toya said and Tsunade pinched her nose. Kurenai and Team 8 dismissed. Tsunade said. Thank you. Team 8, meet me at Training Ground 8 in 2 days for training. Toya, feel free to join if you like. Kurenai said and then left with Team 8. Not gonna happen. Toya said. You should really try to get along with them. Tsunade said. I tried and it's not working. I'd rather die than be friends with them anyway. Toya said. You still can't cause problems on the missions. Tsunade said. I don't. I just want to get them done quickly with no problems, but the nut-licking mutt and shy stalker keep bothering me. Toya said. It's amazing how she can come up with so many insults and find a way for them to be funny, but true as well. Shizune thought. How about I send you on missions with Team 9? Tsunade asked. Do you want me to kill the 2 green beans? Toya asked. Fair point. What about Team 10? Tsunade asked. With the lazy crybaby, the chainsmoker, Tubbs and the prissy blonde slut. I'd rather pass. Can't I just go on some missions by myself? I can handle it. Toya said. You sound like Naruto right now. Tsunade said and Toya blushed a bit. It's the truth. Toya said. I know, but I can't send a genin on a C-rank mission by themselves. Tsunade said. Then promote me to chunin. Toya said. I can't. You know you have to take the chunin exams for your chunin promotion. That was part of the deal with the Shinobi Council. Tsunade said. Yeah. Toya said and waved her hand at Tsunade. Those are your only options. Tsunade said. Why can't I just do a C-rank mission with a Jonin or Ambu member watching me then? I don't need the entire team to come with me. Toya said. Who do you have in mind? Tsunade asked. Please don't say Anko. Shizune thought. Kurenai, Anko or Kat. I get along with them. I don't really know Hana that much and the other Jonin can choke on a kunai. Toya said. I'll talk to them about it. Tsunade said and Toya nodded. Just out of curiosity. When does Naruto get back? Toya asked. Why? Do you miss him? Tsunade asked and smirked when Toya blushed. No. He's the only person my age in this village that I can tolerate. Toya said. I know when he gets back, but I can't tell you since it's an S-rank mission from what I understand. Tsunade said. Come on. Can't you give me a hint? Toya asked. Nope. Tsunade said and Toya yelled before storming out of the office. Why didn't you let her know when Naruto was coming back? Shizune asked. Because it's fun messing with her. I need to have some kind of fun on the job. Tsunade said. I guess you're right. Shizune said and Kat appeared in the office. What is it, Kat? Tsunade asked. Toya has gone on a rampage again. Do I have permission to apprehend her? Kat asked. Let her blow off some steam. It's kind of my fault. Is there anything else? Tsunade asked. Yes. The council is waiting for you. There was an emergency meeting called about Naruto not being in the village. Kat said. Who called the meeting? Tsunade asked. Elder Danzo. Kat said. Of course he did. I'll be there shortly. Tsunade said and Kat vanished. That's odd. Shizune said. I know. Why would Danzo call a meeting because Naruto isn't here? Tsunade asked. Because Danzo doesn't know that Naruto is out on a mission with Jiraiya. He doesn't know much that goes on anymore since you seal the office now and it keeps his little spies out. One thing we know about Danzo is that he doesn't like when he doesn't know what's going on in the village. Shizune said. No. Danzo wants something else. Tsunade said. What could he be after? Shizune asked and after Tsunade thought about it, her eyes went wide. He wants Toya. Kat. Tsunade yelled. Yes, Lady Tsunade. Kat asked. I want you to grab Anko and Kurenai. Go protect Toya at any cost. Tsunade said. Of course. Kat said and vanished. Why would Danzo want Toya? Shizune asked. He doesn't want Toya. He wants Naruto and he knows if he can get Toya then he can blackmail Naruto into joining him. Tsunade said. That isn't very smart. Danzo is putting the entire village at risk. Naruto would lose control of the Nine Tails if something happened to Toya. Shizune said. I know. That's why I have 3 of my top Jonin and an Ambu going to help her. Tsunade said. What will we do about the meeting? Shizune asked. We'll go, but act normal. Tsunade said. Konoha Forest. Who the fuck are you and what the fuck do you want? Toya asked as she was surrounded by 15 blank mask Ambu. Our master would like a word with you. The obvious captain said. Tell your boss I said to kiss my fucking ass. Toya said and pulled out her flute. Get her. Use force, but do not kill her. The Ambu captain said, but that's when Anko, Kurenai and Kat landed in front of Toya. Ah, you guys weren't going to start without us, were you? Anko said. Either leave or die. Kat said. Kill them all. Leave the girl alive. The captain said. It's like you're a magnet for trouble, Toya. Kurenai said. Shit happens. Toya said. Let's do this. Anko said. Anko pulled out 2 kunai and ran towards the first 2 Ambu members she saw. The Ambu members pulled out their tanto swords and swung at Anko, but she did a split to avoid the swipes and threw a kunai into each of their groin. Anko removed the kunai and then quickly slit their throats. She was nearly kicked from behind, but her years of experience kicked in and she used her hidden shadow snake hands to grab the Ambu and threw a kunai straight through his skull. These guys aren't that strong. Anko said and pouted. We have our orders, Anko. Kurenai said. Kurenai ducked out of the way from a head kick by an Ambu and quickly trapped him in the Hellfire Genjutsu. Before the Ambu could break the Genjutsu, Kurenai threw multiple shuriken into his body. She saw 2 more Ambu coming at her and she trapped them in the tree-binding death Genjutsu, then watched as the Ambu fell to the ground dead since the tree exploded. 6 down, 9 more to go. Kurenai said. Toya hid in the trees using the double false surrounding Genjutsu to keep herself hidden. She used the summoning jutsu to summon her doki into the fight. Once the doki were summoned, Toya used her flute to control her doki and had them attack the 4 Ambu members that were still trapped in her Genjutsu still. Since she no longer had the curse mark, it was hard for her to have complete control over the doki since she didn't have that evil presence on her anymore, but she had just enough control to have them smash the 4 Ambu members and kill them. She's right. These guys are fucking weak. How the fuck didn't they know they were under a damn Genjutsu? Toya asked and Kurenai sighed. We really need to work on that mouth of yours. Kurenai said. My mouth is pretty fucking fine. Toya said. I don't see a problem with how she talks. Anko said. Of course, you don't. Kurenai said and then the 5 remaining Ambu members fell to the ground. What the fuck was that? Toya asked. Did you forget that I was here? Kat asked. Well, yeah, I'm not a fucking censor and I thought you got your pretty ass out of here. Toya said. How do you know I'm pretty? You don't know what I look like. Kat said. There's only 2 people in the damn village with purple fucking hair. I know who you are. Toya said. She's got a point. Anko said. Let's just seal the bodies and report to Lady Tsunade. Kurenai said. That's not going to happen. Anko said. Why? Toya asked. Look. Anko said and they saw all the bodies go up in flames. What the hell? Was that the aftermath of your Genjutsu? Toya asked. No. I had nothing to do with that. Kurenai said. Wait. How do you know I was in trouble? Toya asked. Lady Tsunade had a feeling you were in danger since an emergency meeting was called about Naruto being gone, but it's never happened like that before. Kat said. Then Big Tits must have known that the Ambu would come after me. I thought the Ambu only responded to her, the Ambu captain and Ambu commander. Toya said. They do, but I don't think these are normal Ambu members. Anko said. What the hell does that mean? Toya asked. We need to go to Lady Tsunade. Kat said, then vanished with Anko and Kurenai. What the fuck? Aren't you fucking forgetting something? Toya yelled and Kurenai came back. Sorry. Kurenai said and grabbed Toya before vanishing. Tsunade's office. So, I was right. Tsunade said. Yes, Lady Tsunade. When we arrived she was surrounded by 15 blank masked Ambu members. Kat said. Why were they after me? I didn't do anything wrong. Well, I don't think I did. Toya said and crossed her arms while thinking. Sheesh, she even has Naruto's thinking face. Tsunade said. They weren't after you exactly, Toya. Shizune said. Then your big tits better start explaining. Toya said. The person who sent them isn't after you. He's after Naruto. You were more than likely going to be used as blackmail to force Naruto to join his side. Tsunade said. So, Why not go after Naruto himself then? Toya asked. Because Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki and the guy doesn't want Naruto to release the Nine Tails, but he made one miscalculation. Tsunade said. What's that? Enko asked. Toya, what do you think Naruto would do if he found out somebody in this village was holding you hostage? Tsunade asked. Come look for me. Toya said. That's right, but when he finds you, there's a chance that he can release more Nine Tails chakra than he can currently handle and fully release the Nine Tails. Either way this village would be destroyed. Tsunade said. Damn. So, who's the guy that sent the Ambu after me? Toya asked. His name is Danzo Shimura and he's an elder on our council. Tsunade said. Bandage over his eye and missing an arm. Has an X on his chin. Toya asked. Yeah, how do you know him? Shizune asked. A few years ago I saw him talking with Orochimaru about something, but I didn't know what it was about since they were talking quietly. Toya said. It's something, but it's not much. Tsunade said. So, do you mind telling me why your Ambu attacked me when they're supposed to answer to only you, the Ambu captain and Ambu commander? Toya asked. These aren't my Ambu. Those Ambu belong to Root. It's an illegally ran division of Ambu Black Ops and Danzo is the leader. Tsunade said. Then if it's illegal, why not arrest him? Toya asked. Because he doesn't leave any trail. I've dealt with a few Root Ambu when I took over as Hokage and after they are defeated, they go up in flames. He's very careful and nobody knows the location of the base. Naruto is the best censor in the village and he couldn't even find them. He thinks wherever they're hidden is protected by seals. Tsunade said. Lady Tsunade, what do we do now? Kurenai asked. Yeah, I was looking forward to torturing them, but now I can't. Can I go after Danzo and bring him in for questioning? Enko asked and pulled out a kunai. No, for now we do nothing. His priorities right now are Naruto and taking the Hokage title from me, but that won't happen. Naruto is being trained by Jiraiya so he's under careful watch basically all the time even when Jiraiya isn't in the village. As for me, well, let's just say that I'm even better than I was when I was younger. Tsunade said. Well, how old are you? Toya asked. Don't worry about it. Tsunade said. I bet Naruto knows. Toya said. He does, but he swore he won't tell anybody. Tsunade said. I can get it out of him. Toya said with confidence. I told him if he tells anybody my age, then I'll personally have the Ichirakus ban him from eating there ever again. Tsunade said. Damn it. Toya said. Will Danzo come after us now? Kurenai asked. No. He knows both of you are needed to keep Konoha safe since you're some of the top Jonin and Kat is the Ambu captain. Tsunade said. What about me? I mean if that's all he's sending after me then I can handle them easily. Toya said. No. If he makes another move on you, then next time the Ambu he sends will be stronger. Shizune SSID. Then what do I do? Toya asked. You train obviously. He'll go in the shadows for now since he knows he failed and that gives us time to prepare. I don't know what you want to train in, but I'll give you 2 weeks 3 weeks to make up your mind before I choose a training regime for you. Tsunade said. Fine, I'll look into some stuff. Toya said. Good, you're all dismissed. Tsunade said and they left the office. Lady Tsunade, perhaps it is best that you implement your medical program now with everything going on. The Akatsuki were one thing, but now Danzo has joined our list of oncoming problems. Shizune said. Yes, I know. I want a list of everyone you think would benefit the most from this course. Both of us will be leading this, but it will mainly be you since I have my Hokage duties to deal with as well. Tsunade said. Yes, milady. Shizune said and left the office. As soon as Shizune left the office, Tsunade pulled out a bottle of sake and took a huge gulp. Things would be so much better once the current threats are dealt with and she can actually relax. She was looking out the window when a messenger toad came and delivered a letter to her from Naruto. He told her that he was training Koyuki and he needed her to send over some scrolls for her to learn from once he leaves. That pretty much told her where he was at and he also told her he was having a dress made for Toya to wear for the festival. This was all unexpected, but she was dealing with Naruto here and she smiled. She quickly wrote a response to him and placed some ninjutsu scrolls, genjutsu scrolls, taijutsu scrolls and even a copy of some of her medical ninjutsu scrolls and sealed them into a piece of paper she gave back to the messenger toad. She was glad she knew how to seal stuff away, or that would have been more difficult. As the toad went away, Tsunade looked out the window and saw Toya walking around. She knew Toya would have a hard time figuring out what to do, especially with Naruto leaving for over 2 years with Jiraiya, and that's when she came up with the perfect solution to her problem. The only problem was she didn't know if Toya would accept this proposal or not. Naruto was currently on set in the shadows watching Koyuki do her scenes for the day, and he could tell she was frustrated. The person she was doing the scene with couldn't remember his lines, and they were in the 20th take for this one part. It's been a few days since they last trained, and Naruto was sure that Sadai would be attacking today. He had a run-in with him once while he was walking around the village under a different disguise, since he had to drop his henge to the cashier lady. He was disguised as a blue-haired little girl with green eyes. Flashback. Naruto was on his way to grab some food for Koyuki from her favorite restaurant, and that's when he saw Sadai walking around with a suspicious look on his face. He used his speed to get in front of him, and when Sadai was walking, Naruto came from around the corner and, accidentally, bumped into him, knocking him down. "Hey, watch it," Sadai said. Sadai had neck-length black hair that he wore in an asymmetrical bowl-cut style, and he had green eyes. He wore the typical outfit for the land of snow, which was a heavy coat, gloves and boots. "Sorry sir," Naruto said. "Just watch where you're going next time, little girl," Sadai said. "Time for me to act like Toya and see where this goes." Naruto thought. "Hey, fuck you. You bumped into me, you son of a bitch," Naruto said, and Sadai was stunned that a little girl no older than 9 cursed at him. What did you say?" Sadai asked. "You fucking heard me. You limp dick ugly fuck. How about you watch where you're fucking going next time? I bet your nose touches the wall before your dick," Naruto said, and Sadai's jaw dropped. "You should watch your mouth. You obviously don't know who I." "Hey, give that back," Sadai said, reaching for a piece of paper Naruto snatched. "What are you making? Ooh, is this some kind of awesome device?" Naruto asked, and Sadai snatched the paper. "Yes. It's a project that I'm working on, and it will make the land of snow a much better place," Sadai said, and walked away. So, his chakra armor has the same weakness at the core like the old version. However, his core is much more powerful, and if fight him near the town, it would wipe out a huge part of the town. I'll have to fight him a few miles from here where it's nothing except wide open space, Naruto thought. Flashback end. Naruto told Koyuki and Jiraiya about his run-in with Sadai and agreed that he should fight him away from everything. While Naruto would be fighting Sadai, Jiraiya would guard Koyuki along with Sekku. Naruto dropped his disguise while he was on set since he was in the shadows. He kept multiple shadow clones around the set to cover every single entrance to the set. As he was watching, Naruto heard the director yell cut once again and told everyone to take a 5-minute break while they went over lines for the actor she was with. Koyuki walked over to the table for some water and to talk to Naruto since she knows where he is hidden. "Tough scene?" Naruto asked from the shadows. "No. The actor I'm with can't seem to remember his lines for some reason. He only needed 2 takes so far, but today it's like he doesn't even know he's in the movie," Koyuki said. "That's odd," Naruto said, and activated his Hishigan. "Maybe I should ask to cancel shooting for today," Koyuki said. "You don't have to. He's under a genjutsu right now. Most likely Sadai trying to make his move," Naruto said. "Does that mean he's already in the building?" Koyuki asked, and Naruto's eyes went wide. "Yeah, one of my shadow clones just popped. Go near Jiraiya and don't leave his side," Naruto said. "Okay," Koyuki said, and ran towards Jiraiya. "Koyuki, what's wrong?" Jiraiya asked. "He's here," Koyuki said, and Jiraiya grew serious. "Where?" Jiraiya asked. "Well, hello there, Princess Koyuki," Sadai said as he came from the ceiling. "Sadai, why are you doing this?" Koyuki asked. "You aren't fit to run the land of snow. You're too weak-minded and kind-hearted. In this world, strength and power is the only thing that matters. Instead of being allies with the surrounding smaller countries, we should rule them. This chakra armor is the perfect way to do that, but you." Sadai was cut off when he was kicked out of the building by Naruto. "I really didn't feel like hearing another evil speech. I hear enough from this movie," Naruto said, and vanished. Naruto vs Sadai. Sadai landed on the ground, and when he looked up he was in the middle of nowhere basically. He jumped back when Naruto landed in front of him and destroyed the ground with a Rasengan. Once the smoke cleared and Sadai saw Naruto, he grew angry and scared at the same time. What are you doing here? Sadai asked. Working. Naruto simply replied. This is none of your concern. Go back to the Leaf Village. Sadai said. That's where you're wrong. You see, other than the fact that Snow and the Leaf Village are allies, Koyuki happens to be a very good friend of mine and she secretly hired me to protect her from you. Naruto said. She knew? Sadai asked. Of course she knew, but she couldn't confirm it. I've been watching you the entire time I was here. The little girl at the market was me and I must say, you've certainly improved the chakra armor. Naruto said. Better materials and an even better core. I must thank Koyuki and her team of scientists since they provided me with the materials I needed. Sadai said. You were stealing supplies she's using for the generator. All that because she rejected your proposal to use chakra armor to conquer the surrounding territories. Naruto said. We have technology to rule this world, but she's too soft. Somebody new needs to take over and that somebody is me. Sadai said. Since you're going to die here, I'll tell you a little something about the world you should know. There's a group that's around that even frightens the main 5 great villages. Something as simple as your technology wouldn't even come close to being enough to stop them if they succeed in their plans. Naruto said. With me in charge and mass-producing chakra armor, we will be invincible. Sadai said. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Sadai launched a huge fireball towards Naruto and he countered with a ripping torrent. Naruto tried to get close to Sadai, but he would launch jutsu after jutsu at Naruto, forcing him to keep his distance. Naruto decided to play along with this distance game and wait for the perfect opportunity to strike Sadai. Naruto used the Shuriken Shadow Clone and Kunai Shadow Clone jutsu on Sadai, but he was protected by the chakra armor since it created a shield around him. Water style. Try Water Dragon Jutsu. Naruto launched 3 water dragons at Sadai, who just stood there with a smirk on his face and looked on as the chakra armor absorbed the chakra from Naruto's jutsu, causing water to fall to the ground. Before Naruto could make his next move, he had to jump out of the way from a huge beam that came shooting out of the chakra armor. Fire style. Dragon Flame Jutsu. Sadai fired off a dragon flame projectile at Naruto, which came at fast speeds, and Naruto barely had time to use the water wall jutsu to protect himself. Before the smoke cleared, Naruto was hit by a fireball jutsu that had less chakra than before, so it did little damage to him. He realized Sadai didn't have much chakra, so he must have stored the chakra into his armor and used it to supply his jutsu, and that energy beam must have used almost all of that chakra he had stored away. The smoke cleared and Naruto had a few burn marks on him that were healing thanks to the Nine Tails healing ability. Naruto removed his chunin vest, leaving him in his red shirt, but he put a confident smirk on his face and cracked his neck. Sadai didn't like the smirk Naruto had, so he shot a rather weak energy beam at Naruto and watched as it exploded on impact. The smoke cleared and Naruto was standing there with his hand up, surrounded by his glacial dome jutsu. What? There's no way you should have been able to block that. Sadai said. You lost. I found the weakness in your chakra armor and your skills. You store chakra in the armor, then use it to increase the power of your ninjutsu attacks. That large beam you shot at me used up nearly all the chakra you had stored away. Your actual reserves are small and your last 2 jutsu barely had any chakra in them. That last beam you shot was so slow that an academy student would have seen it coming. Naruto said. I can still win. Sadai said. No, you can't. Naruto said from behind him. Lunar Barrage. As soon as Sadai turned around, Naruto punched him in the gut and released a pulse of chakra from his fist to increase the power of the punch. Upon inflicting the punch, Naruto took advantage by following up with a fury of rapid untraceable punches. Each punch was so fast that Sadai was unable to block, which left him open for another type of punch. This constant barrage of attacks weakened the chakra armor on Sadai, and Naruto saw the core was also taking damage. Naruto ended the combo with a very powerful punch to Sadai's stomach, inflicting a lot of damage and making him cough up a large amount of blood. Sadai was sent crashing into a large ice-covered boulder and fell to the ground. No. It's not over. If I'm going down, then I'm taking you with me. Sadai said and ripped the cover off of the power core to his chakra armor. Ice style. Certain kill ice spears. Before Sadai could make his move, Naruto used his jutsu and ice spears rose from the ground then stabbed Sadai through his body. Sadai was dead instantly and his body just hung on the ice spears as his blood was rushing from his body. Naruto walked over to him and removed the core from the chakra armor since he figured Koyuki could use this for the generator. Naruto cancelled his jutsu then sealed the body away before using his water manipulation to wash away the blood just in case somebody came through the area. The Land of Snow had a good reputation ever since Koyuki took over and Naruto didn't want anything to ruin it. Well, now that that's over with, I can go back to the studio and report to Pervy Sage and Koyuki. Naruto said and vanished. Studio. Naruto returned to the studio and saw 20 people unconscious on the ground. Naruto looked around and saw Jiraiya kick somebody towards him and he knocked the person out with a Rasengan. Naruto saw Jiraiya looking at him with a raised eyebrow and he walked over to him. "How'd it go?" Jiraiya asked. "He's done. I see you were busy." Naruto said. "Not really actually. Koyuki took out a few of them. I wonder where she learned to fight." Jiraiya said and looked at Naruto who sheepishly smiled. "Come on. You know I did the right thing." Naruto said. "I'm just saying a little heads up would have been nice. So, tell me, what did her breast look like covered in sweat?" Jiraiya asked, as a pen and notepad appeared in his hand. "She was completely covered, Pervy Sage." "Anyway, where is she?" Naruto asked. "I'm here," Koyuki said and came out from her hiding spot. "Why are you hiding?" Naruto asked. "The ones Jiraiya took out were too strong for me and he told me to hide." "Where's Sadai?" Koyuki asked. "In here," Naruto said and pulled out a scroll. "Can you unseal the body so I can confirm his death?" Koyuki asked and Naruto was nervous. "Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you want to see this," Naruto said scratching his head. "What did you do?" Jiraiya asked. "Well, I used my ice keke. Genkei," Naruto said. "I'm ordering you to unseal the body." Koyuki said. "Fine," Naruto said and unsealed Sadai's body. "Oh my," Koyuki said and threw up in the nearest garbage can. "Sheesh. What did you do? He's covered in holes." Jiraiya said. "I used my certain kill ice spears jutsu. I kind of used too much chakra." Naruto said. "I'll say. He's pierced everywhere except the middle of his chest." Jiraiya said. "That's because the power core to his armor was there and I didn't want to risk it." Naruto said. "Power core? What did it do?" Koyuki asked. "It powered the chakra armor, but this one was different. After the core absorbed enough chakra, it could fire off a beam at the opponent. I kept the core because I thought it could help with the generator." "Oh, and he's been stealing supplies from the generator project as well." Naruto said. "Can I have the core? I want my best scientists to look at it and see if it works." Koyuki said. "Sure, I think he has more materials at his hideout where he built the chakra armor. I can go there and see what I can find for you." Naruto said. "Thank you," Koyuki said and gave him a kiss on the cheek. "You're welcome." Naruto said. "I guess we can call it a wrap for today. The director was knocked out cold by these goons." Jiraiya said. "What are you going to do with them, Koyuki?" Naruto asked. "They'll be sent to jail of course and will face their punishment for their actions." Koyuki said. "Isn't attacking you a death penalty?" Naruto asked. "Yeah, but I want them to sweat it out." Koyuki said. "That's how it is in the 5 great villages. Attacking the daimyo or anybody in power is the death penalty." Jiraiya said. "Good. Now, Naruto, will you please escort me to my sleeping chambers?" Koyuki said. "Even with Sadai dead I still have to guard you." Naruto asked. "Yes. My assistant hasn't arrived yet, so you are my guard until she arrives." Koyuki said. "Fine." Naruto said. "Lord Jiraiya, can you help the guards escort these men to jail?" Koyuki asked. "Of course. Maybe for helping you I can peep just a little bit." Jiraiya asked. "Sure, that is if you're okay with the punishment." Koyuki said. "What's the punishment?" Jiraiya asked. "When you're caught peeping, you stand in front of the women you were spying on and they take turns kicking you in the groin while you're tied at your hands and ankles for 5 hours." Koyuki said and Jiraiya paled. "Never mind." Jiraiya said. "Thought so." Koyuki said. "Ready to go." Naruto said. "Yup." Koyuki said and Naruto grabbed her then vanished. Sleeping chambers. After the events of the day, Naruto and Koyuki decided to use the hot springs in her private sleeping chambers. Koyuki didn't mind Naruto joining her since she knew he wouldn't try anything on her, and he sat on the opposite side facing her. You know, had you not told me about the Toya girl, I would be all over you right now. Koyuki said and laughed when Naruto rolled his eyes. At least with you I wouldn't mind. The fangirls on the other hand. Naruto said and shivered. Why wouldn't you mind if it were me? Koyuki said. Because I know you wouldn't want me just because I'm famous. I know you're attracted to me sexually, but when I used my sensing ability on you, it wasn't lust that I felt from you, it was love. Naruto said. Why didn't you ever say anything? Koyuki asked and slid next to Naruto. Because I knew it would never work between us. You being the leader of Snow and me being a ninja all the way in Konoha, you'd be in more danger since my enemies would come after you. That, and let's face it, we barely knew each other. Oh, and I kind of had this thing where my girlfriend must have red hair for some reason. Naruto said. So, if you weren't a ninja in Konoha, lived here and I had red hair, would you date me? Koyuki asked. Of course I would. You're nice, smart, beautiful, and you'd probably be the exception to the red hair thing. Naruto said. You do realize I'm older than you, right? Koyuki asked. You're only like 3 or 4 years older than me depending on how you look at it. Naruto said. What? I'm 24. Koyuki said. No you're not. You told me after I saved you and you were drunk from the party how old you really were. I know you lied to get in the movies and you were lucky they didn't have sex scenes in them. Naruto said. I don't remember telling you that. Koyuki said. You were drunker than Granny Tsunade after she had 2 days off from the office. Naruto said. That's our little secret. Koyuki said. Of course. Naruto said and his eyes went wide. What? Why do you look like that? Koyuki asked. I'm a fucking idiot. Naruto said. Huh, why would you say that? Koyuki asked. To Yuya. I can sense feelings as well and I never used it on her to see how she felt. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Naruto said. Well, that does make you an idiot. So, I'm guessing you know you like her. Koyuki asked. Yeah, I think I do. I didn't actually realize it until I left the dress shop. Naruto said. So, are you going to make her your girlfriend when you return to Konoha? Koyuki asked. I don't know. It's complicated. Naruto said. How so? Koyuki asked. When I get back to the village, I'll only be there for a day and then I'm leaving again with Pervy Sage. Naruto said. Where are you going? Koyuki asked. I can't tell you. Naruto said. Then you better tell Toya this. Koyuki said. I want to, but I can't. It's only supposed to be known by me, Granny Tsunade, Pervy Sage and 2 of the village elders where I'm going. I thought about telling her, but I decided against it. Naruto said. Maybe she'll wait for you to return. Koyuki said. Maybe. Naruto said. Who knows? Maybe she'll even let me join you as a second girlfriend. Koyuki said. Nah, I'm a one girlfriend kind of guy. That and she doesn't seem like the sharing type. Naruto said. I thought the 5 main villages had the CRA. Koyuki said. I don't know about the other villages, but Konoha has it and I rejected it. That's something the 3rd Hokage came up with for some stupid reason. Naruto said. Why'd you reject it? Koyuki asked. Because it's dumb. That and there's a chance only one of them actually loves you and the others just want a piece of your fortune. Naruto said and then the messenger toad showed up. Who's this? Koyuki asked. A messenger toad. I sent a letter to Granny Tsunade already about your training. Naruto said and took the scroll from the toad before it left. What does it say? Koyuki asked. It says she sent over some scrolls for you to learn from. Ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu and medical ninjutsu with instructions. Naruto said. I thought you already taught me taijutsu. Koyuki said. I did, but it's the basic academy taijutsu. I told her to pick out a style that she thinks would fit you. Naruto said. What style did she send over? Koyuki asked. It's called Aikido. It focuses on redirecting your opponent's force and using it against them. It's good for you since you don't have to be stronger than your attacker since you're using their momentum. It's a variety of joint locking and throwing techniques. Naruto said. Niece. Did she send me more water ninjutsu? Koyuki asked. No. She sent you some lighting ninjutsu. It's your secondary chakra nature, but it's weaker than your water chakra nature. Luckily she sent over instructions on how to control your lightning chakra nature. I'll have your shadow clones work on the lightning chakra for safety purposes. Naruto said. So, I have an offensive and defensive chakra nature? Koyuki asked. Exactly. You can even combine them for a powerful attack. Now, genjutsu is what we'll be working on your next few lessons. We'll start with detecting and breaking genjutsu before I have you cast genjutsu. Medical ninjutsu I can't really help you with since my chakra is too dense for it, so I never bothered to learn it, but I'm guessing that's why she included the instructions. Naruto said. When do we train? Koyuki asked. Well, today you can rest. We'll start again tomorrow. Naruto said. Okay. Are you ready to get out of here? We've been in here for a while. Koyuki said. Sure. Naruto said and got out of the hot springs. Oh my. Koyuki said and a splash followed, making Naruto turn around. Koyuki. Naruto asked and she was passed out with blood coming from her nose. Naruto's so big. Koyuki mumbled. I probably should have grabbed the towel first. Naruto said and after he was covered he grabbed Koyuki then vanished. 3 weeks later. It was time for Naruto and Jiraiya to return to Konoha and Koyuki wasn't happy. She was going to miss Naruto since he was basically her only friend at the moment. She was thankful for the training he gave her and she was able to defend herself from a mid-chunin opponent, but her overall skill would make her about high chunin since she didn't have much experience. She told Naruto she'd gain experience by fighting any would-be mercenaries that like to attack Snow Country. Her genjutsu and medical ninjutsu skills were pretty damn good since she had excellent chakra control. Her taijutsu came along great and her water and lightning chakra natures were nearly mastered. She needed to work on her lightning chakra nature a bit more. Naruto was able to pick up the dress from Chiome, but she told him not to look at it until Toya puts it on. Jiraiya was mainly at his movie since this was the only time he'd be able to see the production since the movie would be done by the time Naruto's training trip was over. Naruto and Koyuki spent a lot of free time together, cashing some people to think they were dating, but they told them they weren't. Naruto also raided Sadai's hideout and took all of the supplies he had, then gave them to the scientists for development of the generator. Right now they were waiting for the airship to be ready. Well, it was fun spending time with you, Naruto, and you as well, Lord Jiraiya. Koyuki said. Same here. Remember to keep up with your training. Naruto said and gave Koyuki a hug. I will. Sekku said she'd help me out. Koyuki said. The director said the movie should be done in a year, so you'll be pretty busy. Jiraiya said. It's okay. Naruto helped me with my stamina during our training sessions. Koyuki said. Oh, did he now? Tell me, what exactly happened? Jiraiya asked and Koyuki smirked. We had sex multiple times. Koyuki said and Jiraiya passed out. Too easy. Koyuki said. Why would you tell him that? Naruto asked. Is it not the truth? Koyuki asked. No. Naruto said. So we never slept together? Koyuki asked. That was a one-time thing and you know it. Naruto said. I told you that you were the exception and I'm glad it happened. Plus, if you want to be technical, we did it about 4 times that one night. Koyuki said. I guess you're right. The time you're thinking of though, was a genjutsu that made you see your deepest desire. Naruto said. Oh. Well, it felt real. Koyuki said and shrugged. I'll tell him it was a genjutsu. Naruto said. Think he'll believe you? Koyuki asked. Yeah, he knows about my situation with Toya. Naruto said. If it doesn't work out between the two of you, my legs and country are always open for you. Koyuki said and Naruto sighed, making her giggle. Why must you do that? Naruto asked. Your reactions are funny. Seriously, if you ever want a change of scenery, you're welcome to move here. Toya can come as well. Koyuki said and gave him a hug. We'll see what happens. If you're ever in the land of fire, come to Konoha and we'll hang out. Naruto said. Of course. Koyuki said and kissed him on the cheek. Come on, pervy sage. Naruto said and dragged him into the airship. Don't forget to have Akira get on the airship. Koyuki yelled. I won't. Naruto yelled back and the airship took off. Konoha. Where is everyone? Naruto asked. It's like a ghost town here. Jiraiya said. Naruto. Is that you? Katetsu asked. Yeah. Naruto said. Oh, thank the heavens. Izumo said. You've got to save us. Kotetsu said. Why? Naruto asked. It's Toya. She's been on a rampage for the past month and a half. Izumo said. Why didn't you just tell Tsunade? Jiraiya asked and they heard a crash in the distance. We did. She said if a village full of ninja can't stop a 13-year-old girl, then we suck. Kotetsu said. Did the Ambu try? Jiraiya asked. Yes, but she got her hands on Naruto's pranking kit. Kotetsu said and Jiraiya paled since he knew how dangerous that stuff was. You've got to stop her. The merchants for the festival aren't able to set up yet. Izumo said. I don't know what's in it for me. Naruto asked. We'll buy you a year's supply of ramen. Kotetsu said. Okay. Naruto said and walked away. Our savior has returned. Izumo and Kotetsu said in unison. Unbelievable. They're acting like Tsunade is on a rampage. This is nothing compared to what I've seen. Jiraiya thought. Tsunade's office. Hey, Granny Tsunade. Naruto said as he entered the room. He's never going to stop calling her that. Shizune thought. Naruto, how was your mission? Tsunade asked and gave him a hug. It was nice. Everything went smoothly and her attacker didn't even capture her this time. Naruto said. That's good. So, how strong were you able to get her? Tsunade asked. Mid-chunin. Her lack of fighting experience makes her only able to handle a low chunin opponent though. Naruto said. That's good. Now, care to tell me why Sekku and Akira have moved out of the village? Tsunade asked. How do you know them? Naruto asked. They come to me and Lady Tsunade for a monthly checkup. Shizune said. Right. Anyway, Sekku is Koyuki's stunt double for the sex scenes in Pervy Sage's movie since it's actual sex and she only wants her husband to have sex with her and see her naked. Akira is going to become Koyuki's new assistant. Naruto said. I see. Tsunade said and a loud crash was heard in the hallway followed by yelling. The Ambu finally caught her. Shizune said. How long has it been? Tsunade asked. 2 weeks. Shizune said. Did I win the bet? Tsunade asked. I'm afraid not. You said she'd last 3 weeks before the Ambu caught her. Shizune said. Damn it. Tsunade said and there was a knock on the door. Enter. Tsunade said and the door opened, so Naruto jumped up to the ceiling. Get your fucking hands off of me. I'll cut your fucking nuts off and shove them up your asses. Do you hear me? I'll fucking gut you like a fish. Toya yelled kicking and screaming at the Ambu holding her. We've got her, Lady Tsunade. Bor said and he looked like he went through a war. Good. You and your squad are dismissed. Tsunade said and they vanished. Toya, calm down. Shizune SSID. No. The nut-licking mutt and shy stalker keep pissing me off. Add in that these stupid ninja keep mumbling shit and I'm mad. Toya said. What do you think Naruto would do if he saw you like this? Do you think he'd be happy you're pranking the village? Shizune asked. No. He'd be mad that I'm pranking the village without him. Toya said and smirked at Shizune. She got you there, Shizune. Anyway, Toya, I can't have you destroying the village because people pissed you off. Tsunade said. I wouldn't have to do this if Naruto was in the village. When he's around, nobody messes with me. Toya said and her entire demeanor changed from angry to sad. What's the matter? Tsunade asked. This stays between us. Toya said. Okay. Tsunade said. I'll head over to the hospital for my patients today. Give you two some alone time. Shizune said and left, but not before looking at Naruto who signaled for her to be quiet. So, what's going on? Tsunade asked. I miss him. Toya said. Naruto. Tsunade asked and Toya sighed. Yes. I don't know what it is, but it's like I hate being away from him. I know he has missions to go on, but being away from him for this long is killing me inside. He's the only thing that keeps me calm and makes me feel wanted. I mean he's the whole reason I'm alive right now. I really didn't want to catch feelings for him because I'm tough and I've always been alone, but he just broke down my barriers. I don't have to be this tough chick all the time when I'm around him. He brought back the side of me that I thought was buried away forever. Toya said. She's going to be a wreck when he leaves in 2 days. Tsunade thought and glanced at Naruto. Maybe I should run away. That might help me. Toya said. Running away doesn't help. I ran away as well and felt even worse when I was away from the one I loved. Tsunade said. I thought your lover died. Toya said. No. My boyfriend died. The one I've always loved was Jiraiya, and running away from everything just made me love him even more since I missed him so much. Tsunade said. The pervert. Why him? Toya asked. The heart wants what the heart wants. Despite his particular hobby, Jiraiya is a good man with a big heart and was always there for me. He confessed his feelings for me multiple times, and each time I would reject him harshly, but he always came back. Even when we would argue and I'd tell him that I hate him, he'd still come save me if I was in danger on a mission. No matter what happened between us, he's always had my back. Tsunade said. She had a small smile on her face, not knowing Jiraiya was outside the window or that Naruto was next to him now. They were both listening to their conversation intently and kept their presence undetectable. Why'd you run away from him then? Toya asked. I just felt like I was being forced to be with him. My little brother died and he was comforting me. That's the first time we slept together, and then it happened again when my boyfriend Dan died. Jiraiya was once again there for me, and then we had a couple of flings here and there until he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I rejected him pretty bad. Tsunade said. Why'd you do that? If you kept sleeping with him, it was obvious you like him. Toya said. I was young, stupid, and blinded by the loss of my brother as well as the man I thought I loved. Tsunade said. What did you say to him? Toya asked. A lot. I told him that he can never get laid if it wasn't for me because he catches feelings too quickly. I told him that he's nothing but a miserable man who would have to pay for sex his entire life. I said that he'd never be good for any woman no matter what he does, and that he should give up on trying to find love since it would never happen. I told him he was dead to me since he only came around when he wanted to have sex, and it was like he knew the days I'd said yes or no. I'll never forget the look on his face that day. It looked as if somebody ripped his heart out and destroyed it in front of his face. After that I haven't seen or heard from him in 2 decades. Tsunade said. Did he ever come back around? Toya asked. Yeah, him and Naruto found me in Tanzaku town while Orochimaru was trying to get me on his side. I didn't know how to react when I saw him. I wanted to tell him how sorry I was right then and there, but he didn't give me the chance, and we had to talk about what happened with Orochimaru. Tsunade said. Does he still love you after being away from you for so long? Toya asked. I don't know. We never really talked about it. I've only seen him twice since I became Hokage, and that was my coronation day and the day your curse mark was removed. Other than that, he's been off the grid with his spy network, and I only found out about this mission he had with Naruto through a messenger toad. Tsunade said. My situation seems identical to yours. Toya said. In a way that's true, but it's not. I hid my feelings from Jiraiya on purpose while he was open about his towards me. You know your feelings towards Naruto, but you aren't purposely trying to hide them from him. Tsunade said. I'm not hiding them. My actions speak for me. I mean always cuddling up to him on the couch, constantly watching him train and staring into his beautiful blue eyes. It's like he doesn't get the hints I'm giving him. Maybe I should just tell him and get it over with. Toya said. He knows how you feel. Tsunade said. If he knows, then why hasn't he said anything? Toya asked. Because I told him before he left. You need to remember that feelings of actual love towards somebody like a girlfriend are new to him. He was confused before he left, and I don't know if he thought much about his feelings towards you while he was gone. Tsunade said. Then what do I do? I don't want to lose him to the Hyuga chick. Isn't there something I can do? Toya asked. Just give him some time. I know for a fact that he likes you, but he needs to do things in his own way. Tsunade said, and Toya sighed. Was Jiraiya with somebody before you? Toya asked. Yeah, but I couldn't get mad at him. We weren't together. Why? You think Naruto did something with somebody else? Tsunade asked. Sort of. I mean, it's like every time we go on a mission, if it's a girl involved, they always pull him away for a few hours before he comes back. Then it's the picture of Princess Koyuki kissing him on the cheek. Toya said. Trust me, Naruto hasn't done anything with anybody. I would know since I'm his doctor now. Tsunade said. What about the Hyuga chick? Toya asked. Personally, I don't think you need to worry about her. Tsunade said. Why? Toya asked. Well, Naruto barely knows she exists. I guarantee if you ask him about her that he would have to think about who she is. Tsunade said. I guess. What about the sand bit girl? Toya asked. Trust me, Temari and Naruto are just friends. Even when she was in the village a few months ago they only hung out as friends. Besides, I think she has a thing for Shikamaru anyway. Tsunade said. Is it true that she's his only friend? Toya asked. Not just her. He's friends with her brothers Gaara and Kankuro. Mainly Temari and Gaara though. Tsunade said. What about me? Toya asked. Naruto holds you to a status more than a friend. A few months ago he nearly fought Danzo when he said you should be used as a breeding stock for stronger shinobi. It took 2 squads of Ambu to hold him back. Tsunade said. He did that for me. Toya asked. Yeah, it was quite the scene. That's how I knew that he liked you more than a friend deep down. Tsunade said. I guess I'll wait for him to come back. Do you think he's gonna be happy to see me? Toya asked shyly. I know he'll be happy. The two of you were practically inseparable when he was here. Tsunade said. I guess you're right. I thought you were gonna be one of those leaders who have a stick shoved up your ass, but I was wrong. You're pretty cool. Toya said. That's good. Now, I still have to punish you for your little stunt. Tsunade said. Yeah, I know. How many D-rank missions do I have to do? Toya asked. Just one. Tsunade said. Okay. Am I capturing Tora or walking the Inuzuka dogs? Toya asked. Neither. This mission is for tomorrow night. Tsunade said. But that's the festival. Nobody will need my help with anything. Toya said. I know. Tsunade said. Fine. What will my punishment be? Toya asked. Your punishment is to have a good time tomorrow at the festival and not get in trouble. Tsunade said. That's it. Toya asked. Yup. I want a report on how your night went once the festival ends. Tsunade said. Okay. Thanks big Lady Tsunade. Toya said and left. Okay. It's up to you now, Naruto. Tsunade said and looked up, but he wasn't there. Huh. I wonder where he went. Tsunade thought. Naruto. Naruto was walking around the Leaf Village and was thinking about the conversation he and Jiraiya overheard. He knew he had feelings for Toya after going back to the land of snow and talking to both Koyuki and Chion. He sighed and figured he should get Toya a gift other than the dress. He walked to the jewelry store and walked in signaling the bell. Hello there, young man. How may I help you? The lady at the desk said. I'm looking for a gift for my friend. Naruto said. Of course. Is this a girl you'd like to be your girlfriend? The lady asked. Yes, but it needs to be a gift for tomorrow and her birthday in February. I won't be here and I know she'll be mad if I don't at least get her a gift. Naruto said. I see. Well, I have a necklace here that you can get for her. It's a heart-shaped amethyst set with 3 diamond accents beautifully framed by round tanzanites. It's crafted with 10K white gold and the pendant is further enhanced by a trio of tanzanites. The rope chain it comes with is 18 inches and fastens with a spring ring clasp. The lady said. I'll take it, but can I replace the 18-inch rope chain with a 20-inch rope chain? Naruto asked. Certainly. Would you like anything else? She asked. No, I think this is everything. Naruto said. Of course. The lady said. How much? Naruto asked. 3,000 yen. The lady said and Naruto paid without hesitation. I hope she likes it. Naruto said. She will. Oh, and Naruto. The lady said. Yeah. Naruto asked. Happy birthday. She said and smiled at him. Thank you. Naruto said and left the store. October 10th Nine Tails Festival. Toya was sitting in the apartment looking at all the people outside having fun and she just sighed. If Tsunade wouldn't have ordered her to go to this festival then she never would have gone. She knew today was Naruto's birthday and what happened to him every year. Speaking of Naruto, she couldn't find him at all yesterday and he didn't come home. She asked Tsunade where he was and she didn't even know where he was. She was brought out of her thoughts by the front door opening and closing. She slowly got up and pulled out a kunai before leaving her room. As soon as she was in the living room she froze when she saw the person she missed the most smiling at her. Hey there, Toya. Naruto said and she ran at him then gave him a hug. Where you fuckface? I was looking for you. Why didn't you bring your ass home yesterday? Toya asked. I had to make a stop and then I was with Pervy Sage the rest of the night. Naruto said. What were you two doing? Toya asked. Just talking. Nothing unusual. What are you up to? Naruto asked. I've been ordered to enjoy myself at the festival. Toya said. I see. Here, take this and put this on. Naruto said and tossed her a scroll. Why? Toya asked. Well, you're going to be my date to the festival. Naruto said. What? Toya asked and blushed. We're going to the festival together. Come on, we don't have much time before it ends. Naruto said. Okay. Toya said and quickly ran off. Finally. He's taking some initiative. Maybe I can get him to completely fall for me. Toya thought and a huge blush spread across her face. 30 minutes later. Toya was finally ready to head out and she had to admit that the dress she got from Naruto was nice. It a black A-line style kimono dress that stopped mid-thigh. It had a V neckline that came with a wide panel trimming that crossed over to one side and was complemented with a wide obi belt. It also had oversized sleeves and the short skirt was a tailored hemline. She had on some black suede single band, ankle strap block heel sandals for her footwear that Shizune bought for her. She had her hair tied up in a high ponytail with strands at the sides of her face. Alright, you can do this. It's just one date, Toya thought. She took a deep breath and then exited her room slowly since she started to get nervous. Naruto heard her heels on the floor and when he looked up his jaw touched the ground at how beautiful she looked. Toya saw him and he didn't get all dressed up, but she wasn't expecting him to. She noticed him staring at her and she couldn't help the blush that came across her face. What the fuck are you staring at? She asked. You look absolutely beautiful. Naruto said and walked up to her. Thank you. Toya said. Are you ready? Naruto asked. She nodded. Yeah, Toya said. Festival. Wow, it's so beautiful. Toya said and her eyes sparkled. It certainly is bright. Naruto said. Come on. Toya said and dragged him to a goldfish scooping game. Hello there. How can I help you? The booth runner said. Me and my date would like to play this game. Toya said. That'll be 500 yen. The booth runner said. Pay the man. Toya said and when Naruto went to pay, the man glared at him. Sorry. I meant 5,000 yen. The man said and Naruto smirked. 5,000 yen. Here's 500 and the other 4,500 will be the amount of times my date shoves a rusty kunai up your ass if you keep it up. Naruto said. Did I say 5,000 yen? I meant that's how many goldfish are in the tank. The man said. Now that's more like it. Toya said. Toya grabbed her ipoi and began playing the game with Naruto following shortly after. As the game progressed, it became a friendly competition between the two and the loser had to do anything the winner said. If there's one thing Toya should have learned during her time in Konoha it should have been to never bet against Naruto Uzumaki. It was an unwritten rule in Konoha that even the people that hated him never went against. Toya wanted to see who could scoop up the most fish and she lost horribly. She managed to scoop up 78 fish until the paper on her poi broke and Naruto managed to scoop up 192 fish. Even though she lost, Toya was smiling the entire time. Naruto couldn't take his eyes off of her smile and his heart would skip a beat whenever she looked at him. Once they were done they returned the fish since they knew the fish would just die. So, where to next? Naruto asked and Toya looked around. That one. Toya said and dragged Naruto to the ring toss booth. How many tries do you each want? The lady asked. 10 tries each. Naruto said. Okay. That'll be 1,000 yen. She said and Toya pulled out some money, but Naruto stopped her. I asked you out, remember? I'm paying for everything. Naruto said and Toya smiled and kissed him on the cheek. Such a lovely young couple. The lady said as Naruto paid her. We're not a couple. Toya said. Sweetie, I've been around for a while. You two are a couple even if you don't know it. The lady said and handed them 20 rings. These aren't weighed properly. Toya said. Exactly. This is a ninja village and if I used standard rings then I'd go out of business. This way nobody has an advantage. The lady said. Makes sense. Naruto said. They began the game with Naruto trying to get the all-you-can-eat for a day ticket from Ichiraku Ramen and Toya trying to win the shiny flute. The lady was right when she said nobody would have an advantage. Every time they threw a ring at the prize they wanted, it was so unbalanced that it would go off course or simply fall before hitting the target. Naruto would go on to spend 10,000 yen on this game and only Toya won her flute. They walked away from the game and Toya said she needed to use the bathroom, but she went back to the game and won Naruto the ramen ticket. She would give it to him later. What's next? Naruto asked. We've been walking around for a while now. Can we grab some food and sit on the Hokage monument? Toya asked. Sure, Naruto said and grabbed her hand. As they were walking through the crowd, Naruto sensed 3 people following them and knew who 2 of them were. It was Ino and Sakura, but the third one was farther back and he didn't recognize the chakra. They went to multiple food stands and grabbed as much food as they possibly could. One thing they both had in common was that they could eat a lot of food. They grabbed ikiyaki, grilled squid, yakitori, seasoned chicken on a wooden skewer, karage, Japanese-style fried chicken, corn on a cob, taiyaki, fish-shaped pastry, chocolate-covered bananas, and of course they went to the Ichiraku ramen stand for their usual order of 10 bowls of ramen each. As they were walking, Toya started to complain about her feet hurting, so Naruto sealed away their food and carried her bridal style. She wrapped her arms around his neck and laid her head on his chest. As they were walking, Naruto felt his followers' chakra signature get closer and closer to them, which meant that they were running towards him. Toya wasn't really paying attention since she was busy listening to Naruto's heartbeat. Naruto! Sakura and Ino yelled. Great! It's the annoying pink banshee and the prissy blonde slut. Toya mumbled and Naruto snickered. What? Naruto asked. What are you doing? Ino asked. Trying to enjoy my night. Naruto said. Why are you with her? She's the reason Sasuke left the village. Sakura said. I'm with her because she's my date and for the millionth time, Sasuke left the village on his own. Naruto said. She's your date. What about me? Sakura asked. What about you? I don't like you and I never really did. Naruto said. Wait, I've never seen a dress like that before. Where's it from? Ino asked. None of your business. Can you 2 sluts leave us alone? We're on a date. Toya said and blushed. No. Sakura yelled. Will you just leave us alone? Naruto asked. No. This outsider doesn't belong here. Sakura said and Toya just placed them under a genjutsu. There. Now, let's go. Toya said and Naruto vanished. Hokage Monument. I can't believe I've never been up here before. The village looks so beautiful. Toya said and put her head on Naruto's shoulder. I know. It's a good spot to hang out at if you ever need to clear your mind. Naruto said. I'm guessing this is where you spent most of your days before becoming a ninja. Toya said. Yeah, sitting on top of the 4th Hokage's head always brought me peace for some reason. Naruto said and Toya decided to switch topics. Tsunade told me you know about my feelings towards you. Toya said. I do, but I didn't find out until right before I left for that mission. With pervy sage. Naruto said. How do you feel about me? Toya asked. I feel the same. I was thinking about it a lot during my mission and whenever I would describe you to somebody, I would feel my heart beat faster and a smile would come onto my face. Naruto said. Tsunade told me about what you did for me against Danzo. Toya said. I know. Me and pervy sage were listening to the conversation outside the window. Naruto said. Why'd you go so far for me against someone like him? Toya asked. Because you meant a lot to me. You were my only friend in the village and I didn't want to lose you. Naruto said and she smiled. So, what are we gonna do now? Toya asked. I don't know. It's complicated on my end. Naruto said. You like someone else, don't you? Toya asked. No, I'm leaving tomorrow with pervy sage. Naruto said. Oh, so, you have another S-rank mission. That's not bad. That's about a month or 2. I can live with that I guess. Toya said. It's not really a mission. I'll be gone for a while. Naruto said. How long is a while? Toya asked and Naruto sighed. I'll be gone for nearly 3 years. Naruto said. What? Why? Toya yelled. I'm going on a training trip to prepare for the Akatsuki. Pervy Sage found out that they'll start their actual plans in 2.5 years, but hopefully with my trip being delayed until now they can delay their plans as well. Naruto said. I want to come with you. Toya said. No, I can't have any distractions on this trip. No offense, but you'll distract me from training as hard as I need to. You're a good distraction, but I just need this to be me and pervy Sage. Naruto said and Toya sighed. What about us? Toya asked. I don't know where we go from here. I don't want to start a relationship and then leave for nearly 3 years. I'll feel like I'm abandoning you. Naruto said, and Toya pulled him in for a kiss that lasted for about 30 seconds. You won't be abandoning me. I'll be the first person you see when you return. I just want to be with you. You saved my life and made me a better person. I love you and I don't want anyone else to be able to call me their girlfriend. You changed me and brought back the sweet loving side of me I locked away. When I'm around you I don't have to be the tough bitch all the broke down all of my barriers without even trying, and people have been trying to break me for years. That's why Orochimaru made me one of his most trusted shinobi. He couldn't even break my barriers down. You managed to do what they couldn't in mere weeks, but never picked up on the fact that I fell in love with you. Toya said and started to cry. I don't see how I could reject you after that. I'm not really good at this since it's all kind of new to me, but I love you too. At first it was the red hair that attracted me to you, and then it became much more. It was your laugh, your joking around, the playful fighting, and even the cooking lessons I gave you. Even when I would look into your brown eyes I'd find myself getting lost in them. If anybody would have told me that I'd fall in love with somebody who used to be our enemy, I'd tell them that there's no way that would happen. Then I met you, Naruto said and wiped away her tears. So, this means what exactly? Toya asked. Will you be my girlfriend, Toya? Naruto asked and she nodded. Yes. Now, come and kiss me, you adorable blonde fucker. Toya said, and when Naruto pulled her in for a kiss, the festival's fireworks started to go off. There's one more thing, Naruto said as they broke the kiss. What's that? Toya asked, and Naruto pulled out the necklace he bought. I bought this for you yesterday. I know your birthday is coming up in February and I won't be there, but I got this for an early birthday gift for you, Naruto said. It's fucking beautiful, Toya said, and Naruto put it on her. Not as beautiful as you, Naruto said and gave her a kiss. I also have a gift for you, Toya said and pulled out the ramen ticket. No way, Naruto yelled, and Toya laughed at him. Happy birthday, Naruto, Toya said and gave him a kiss. Best birthday ever, Naruto said. You know, I thought I'd have to compete for you. I thought you had something going on with Hinata and Temari, Toya said. Nah, me and Temari are really good friends. I'd say she's more like a sister actually. As for Hinata, I barely know her and I forget that she even exists, Naruto said. What about Koyuki? She kissed you, Toya said. I know. She likes me, but she understood that you had my heart even if I didn't realize it, Naruto said. Do you like her? Toya asked. I won't lie to you. I did tell her that if I never met you, then she'd be the one I'd most likely be with. She's a nice girl, and even though she doesn't have the red hair how I always imagined my girlfriend having, she'd be the exception, Naruto said. Did you sleep with her? Toya asked, and Naruto sighed. Yeah, Naruto said. Why? Toya asked. Well, it was after the first mission I had with her. I protected her from her uncle and a chunin that was on the mission with me. He put her under genjutsu and was going to have her have sex with him. After that, me and Koyuki went to have a few drinks and we slept together after that, Naruto said. You mean to tell me that Princess Koyuki is the first person you had sex with and you never even bragged about it? Toya asked. I guess. I don't see the point in doing that. You're not mad at me now, are you? Naruto asked. No, I can't be mad at you for something you did before we even got together. At that time you didn't even know I liked you, so it would be stupid of me to be angry with you. Just promise me that I'll be the only person you'll be with from now on, Toya said. I promise, Naruto said and gave her a kiss. There's just one more thing. Big Tits said you didn't sleep with anybody and that she would know since she's your doctor, Toya said. Listen, she's like my mother, so it's clear that I wouldn't tell her something like that despite her being my doctor. That would just open up a book of awkward questions from her, Naruto said, and Toya nodded. I guess you're right, Toya said. What about you? Naruto asked. No, I've only had eyes for you since I came to this village. Yeah, a few chunin have tried to get me in bed for a quick fuck, but I rejected them, and when they didn't take too kindly to that, I'd kick them in the nuts, Toya said, and Naruto laughed. Did you add chakra to the kick? Naruto asked. Damn it. I should have done that. Anyway, let's go home. Since you're leaving tomorrow, I think it's only fair that I cuddle with you tonight, Toya said. Sure, Naruto said. Make sure you activate the barrier in our apartment. I don't want any sound interrupting my quiet time. Toya said and Naruto picked her up and vanished. Next day, do you have everything? Tsunade asked. Yes. For the 1000th time. Naruto said. Maybe you should double check. Tsunade said and Naruto sighed. I have everything I need. Naruto said. Okay. Okay. Tsunade said and looked at Jiraiya who was looking at the sky. Hey, fuckface. Toya said, as Naruto walked up to her and he could tell she was sad. Don't be sad. Time will fly by and I'll be back before you even realize I was gone. Naruto said and gave her a hug. Don't you fucking forget about me. Toya said. I won't. I'll try to send you messages, but I make no promises. Naruto said. It's okay. I know you'll be getting strong to protect yourself. Toya said. Not just myself. I have to protect you as well. You're my girlfriend after all. Naruto said and she smiled. That I am, but don't think you'll be the only one getting stronger. Toya said. I know you'll train hard. Listen, can you at least try to add some taijutsu and ninjutsu to your repertoire? Naruto asked. I'll see what I can do. Toya said. I better get going. I don't want pervy sage to blow a gasket. Naruto said and Toya hugged him tighter. I'm going to miss you. Toya said. I'll miss you too. Naruto said and gave her a kiss. When you're gone, read some of those books. They'll come in handy for when you come back. Toya said and Naruto smirked. What makes you think I need to read them? Naruto asked. Did you? Toya asked. Nope. I had the talk with Anko and she taught me plenty of stuff. Plus, I did sleep with Koyuki. Naruto said and smacked her on her butt. That is true. You win this round. I'm going to make you put that one-time experience to use when you get back. Toya said. I never took you for the submissive type, Toya. Naruto said and she blushed. Fuck you. Toya said and gave him a big kiss. Alright lovebirds. That's enough. Naruto, we need to get a move on. Jiraiya said. Here I come. Naruto said. I love you. Toya said. I love you too. Naruto replied and gave her one last kiss. Take care of him while you're gone. Tsunade said and gave Jiraiya a hug. Don't worry. He's in good hands. Jiraiya said. I know. Maybe when you get back we can go out for some drinks. Tsunade said. I'll hold you to it. Jiraiya said and they broke the hug. Come on pervy sage. Naruto said and vanished. Stop calling me that. Jiraiya yelled and chased after him. Those two will never change. Tsunade said and then narrowed her eyes as her shirt felt different. What's wrong? Toya asked. My bra is missing. Jiraiya, I'm going to kick your ass. Tsunade yelled and she knew he heard her. 106 centimeters. Jiraiya yelled back and Tsunade blushed while Toya started to laugh. Listen, Toya. Over these next 2.5 years, you'll be going through hard training. I'm offering to personally teach you. Do you accept it? Tsunade asked. Actually, I was going to ask if I can join that little medical ninjutsu program you have. It seems interesting. Toya said. Of course. Now, I'll teach you as much as I can, but I already know you're not going to be a medical ninja. I'll still train you, but you won't be my actual apprentice since the slugs will only accept those who will become healers since that is what they are mainly used for. Tsunade said. That's okay. When do we start? Toya asked. Tomorrow. Meet me in my office at 5 a.m. Tsunade said and walked away. Toya stood at the gate for a few more minutes before walking away and pulling out the necklace Naruto gave her. She would get stronger just like him and work harder than she ever has before. She saw Hinata standing behind a pole and then smirked when Hinata tried to glare at her. She kept walking and when she got home, she grabbed one of his jackets and put it on since it was warm and had his scent on it. She let out a sigh and then looked at the picture of them Tsunade made them take. It was going to be a long 2 years for her. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any fanfictions you would like to see on the channel leave them in the description, and have a great day.